The following may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Unidentified man erased at factory. An unidentified man was shot and killed at a factory in Diego Martin last night. The incident is said to have taken place at around 7 p.m., and the victim, who has not yet been identified, was rushed to hospital but died shortly after arrival. The story will be updated as details emerge. The third suspect in Khadijah Flament's demise will be charged upon release from psychiatric hospital. While an 18-year-old woman and her brother appeared in court yesterday in connection with the murder of Princestown mother of one, Khadijah Flament, the main suspect is expected to be released from St. Anne's Psychiatric Hospital tomorrow. The third suspect, a nurse from Olera Heights, San Fernando, was detained by police days after Flament's aunt reported her missing. Once released, investigators will move to charge her with Flament's murder. Meanwhile, Faith Rambusa of Greenhill Avenue, Taradale, St. Madeleine, was charged with Flament's murder, while her brother Kyle Ironbeast Delande, 27, a scrap iron dealer of the same address, was charged with disposing of Flament's body. They appeared virtually before San Fernando Senior Magistrate Armina Dionaran Singh, and the respective charges were read to them. The charges were laid by P.C. Jajasar of the Homicide Bureau of Investigations Region 3 on the instructions of Director of Public Prosecutions DPP Joan Honor Paul on Saturday. Flament left her Lothians Road, Princestown home on June 7th to visit her 8-year-old daughter at Olera Heights. 3 days later, Flament's aunt reported her missing to Princestown police. The suspect, who is a nurse, was in quarantine at her home under police guard, but on June 18, her neighbors reported strange behavior and she was taken by ambulance to the San Fernando General Hospital and subsequently transferred to St. Anne's Hospital for treatment and evaluation. Police said they discovered burnt human remains, including bones, a skull, and teeth, which they believe to be Flament's, but DNA results are still pending. Meanwhile, Rambusa's matter was adjourned to July 19, while her brother's matter will be heard again on July 30. Shanon Whyte's autopsy postponed due to unavailability of police. An autopsy that was scheduled for yesterday on the body of 29-year-old Shanon Whyte, who was found dead in a barrel of water, was postponed for Wednesday after cops failed to show. The autopsy was not done because police investigators did not make themselves available to witness the procedure. Whyte's relatives, who were at the Forensic Science Center, were too distraught and angry at the no-show police that they refused to speak to members of the media that were present. Police will only classify Whyte's death after the autopsy. Preliminary investigations reveal that Whyte, a mother of one, was found dead after a domestic argument with a close male relative at their Mont Repos Road, Morvant home. According to a police report, at about 9:50 p.m. on Thursday, police officers who arrived on the scene was told that Whyte was found by her close male relative submerged in a barrel of water. Upon removing the body from the barrel, officers saw that Whyte was holding a firearm in her right hand. Police said there was a gunshot wound to her head. However, they are unable to determine whether Whyte was murdered or if it was a self-inflicted death. Whyte formerly worked at the Daily News Limited Newsday in Port of Spain. Burglar robs mother and daughter and makes explicit recording. After robbing a woman and her mother at gunpoint in their home Sunday night, a gunman forced the younger woman to take off her clothes and recorded images of her body on his cell phone. Police said around 11:15 p.m., the 26-year-old woman was washing clothes at her home with the back door open when a man wearing a red bandana over his head and armed with a gun came in. He robbed her of an $8,000 Samsung S9 cell phone, gold earrings valued at $2,800, a $3,000 gold chain, a $600 gold ring, and a watch valued at $550, while her 60-year-old mother, a geriatric nurse, was robbed of her $700 Amazon Fire 7 tablet. Pointing the gun at the younger woman, the suspect demanded that she remove her clothing. Fearful for her life, she complied, and the suspect took a recording with her cell phone and ran out of the house. Female police corporal Cesar and a party of officers responded, interviewed several persons, and received useful information. Monrepo's police are investigating. Businessman robbed during car deal. Scott Lancer, a 24-year-old businessman, was robbed when he went to meet a man named Damien at the Brian Lara Stadium on Sunday to purchase a silver Toyota Aqua. He told police that around 12:45 p.m., he was waiting in his Tida on the eastern side of the car park when the Aqua pulled up and two men exited. While he was checking the vehicle, the men pulled out firearms and robbed Lancer of his car and the $38,000 that he was going to purchase the Aqua. Lancer's vehicle was found abandoned about 200 meters away. PCT Lux is investigating. Prisoner shot by police during escape dies. An escaped prisoner was fatally shot by police after he attacked an officer with a spade in Saparia, police said. He has been identified as Jedi Williams, 31, of Aripero Village, Rosilek, and La Romaine. Williams was arrested and charged with obscene language, resisting arrest, and assaulting a police officer on Saturday. However, while being taken from the Arapuchi police station to the Saparia police station, he escaped. A police report stated around 11:50 p.m., while being removed from the police vehicle, Williams pushed a police officer and ran off with the handcuffs hanging from his left wrist. The officers were searching for him when they received information about 12:15 a.m. that he was spotted entering a yard at Potter's Lane, Saparia. When confronted by the police, Williams began scuffling with the two officers. Police said Williams then grabbed a spade from the yard and tried to hit one of the officers. Another officer fired at Williams and struck him on the left shoulder and upper torso. He was taken by officers to the Saparia Health Facility, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. 3 officers were also treated at the facility. Senior Superintendent Brandon John, ASP Mathura, and Inspector Rampartap were among the officers visiting the scene. Enquiries are continuing. Robber wounded during robbery. A 22-year-old man is warded at the Eric Williams Medical Sciences Complex after he was shot several times during a robbery. The victim was driving his black Toyota Aqua along Abdul Ghani Street, Aranguez, at about 3:30 p.m. yesterday when he stopped to speak with some friends he saw along the roadway. While liming near his car, he was approached by an unknown man who asked for a lighter. The man then pulled out a gun and announced a holdup. The victim then handed over his cash and cellular phone, but as the suspect was leaving, he allegedly shot at the 22-year-old man, hitting him several times about the body. The suspect then fled the scene. The police and paramedics were notified, and the injured man was taken to the hospital for medical treatment. He is said to be warded in serious condition. A 23-year-old man told relatives he was going to see a friend at Malabar Branch Road, Arima, but did not return home. The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, TTPS, said 23-year-old Masharma Williams was reported missing on July 3 around 3:50 p.m. The TTPS said Williams is described as being of mixed descent, 5 feet 3 inches tall, medium built, brown in complexion, with short curly hair. He was last seen wearing a black polo top, a pair of 3/4 khaki pants, and a pair of blue Adidas slippers. The TTPS said checks with a friend he said he was visiting have turned up no additional clues. Police are asking anyone with information on Williams' disappearance to contact the Malabar Police Station at 643-2358, Crime Stoppers at 800-TIPS, or via the TTPS hotlines at 555-999-911, or share information via the TTPS app. Known criminal arrested for domestic dispute. A 57-year-old known drug and sex offender was arrested for malicious damage and possession of offensive weapons. Officers of the Couva Criminal Investigations Department CID and the Central Division Task Force CDTF Area South were alerted to a disturbance at Basta Hall Village, Couva, on July 4th. It is alleged that around 7:30 p.m., the 57-year-old man left his home some 200 meters away and walked to his ex-wife's home armed with a cutlass, causing damage to the front and rear windscreen of a silver Nissan Almera. It is further alleged that the man left and returned with a loaded revolver, uttering threats. Officers arrived on the scene and successfully disarmed the man and cautioned him. A search was conducted at the home of the man, and officers discovered a cutlass and a quantity of pellets. The man was unable to provide any relevant documents for the pellets. The suspect was arrested and taken to the Couva police station for processing. Charges were laid later that day. He was said to be well known to investigators for previous drug-related offenses and has 2 outstanding warrants on his file. Man denied bail for assaulting teen. A 36-year-old man appeared virtually before Senior Magistrate Alicia Kankar at the Point Fortin Magistrates Court yesterday. He was denied bail and remanded into custody. The man was charged with sexual assault of a 17-year-old girl. He was arrested after the victim and a relative made a report to the Southwestern Child Protection Unit, CPU. The accused is expected to reappear on Friday, July 30th, 2021. The teen alleged that the man sexually assaulted her between the period March 2018 and April 2020. WPC Ren Lashley of the Southwestern CPU conducted an investigation which resulted in the man being charged on Saturday, July 3rd, 2021. The 36-year-old man of Point Fortin was arrested on Friday, July 2nd, 2021. The investigation was supervised by Inspector A.G. Nutt, Sergeant A.G. Charles, and Corporal A.G. Callender. Caroni man assaulted and kidnapped. A man identified as Ricky Ramsamy, a.k.a. Pooches, was allegedly kidnapped at Frederick Settlement in Caroni on Sunday. Reports are that around 8 a.m., 37-year-old Ramsamy was at his home at Nag Street when 2 motor vehicles, a white Kia K2700 and a blue Hilux, pulled up outside his home. 5 men, all armed with cutlasses, exited the vehicle and accused Ram Sammy of stealing a water pump. They then began to beat him about his body with the cutlasses and then bundled him into the white Kia vehicle and drove off. Investigations are ongoing.